Greetings and salutations. Let's go back to a bit of the 80s and a bit of the 90s. When it comes to the late great Paul Reubens, his character Pee-Wee Herman was a character that had a childlike innocence that we all in a way loved.
You're crazy.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're a nerd.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? Infinity.
No, I'm not. You
You
are.
are.
No way. Knock it off. Cut it out. Oh, shut up, Pee-Wee.
Why don't you make me?
Why don't you make me?
Because I don't make monkeys, I just train them.
Today, looking back at the start when the character was created, the Pee-Wee stage show, the first film, Pee-Wee's Playhouse, the second film, the controversy, his return, and his final film as the character. Let's start first with how the character was created by Paul Reubens when he was part of an improv group called the Groundlings. I like that name. Which consisted of Bob McClure, John Paragon, Susan Barnes, and Phil Hartman. Reubens created the character in 1977 and that he had trouble remembering jokes and punchlines and decided to be a character that wouldn't make it as a comic, with his usual laugh and classic catchphrase. His gray plaid suit was custom made. He had borrowed from Gray Austin, who was instructor of the Groundlings. The small red bow tie was given to him by an acquaintance. Pee-Wee's later checkered clothing and persona were largely lifted from manic 1950s children's TV show host Pinky Lee.
Yeah, maybe one for me.
Oh, wait, this is not for me.
What?
This is for Gumby.
Oh.
It says, this is from Viola Roars. It says, Dear Gumby, I like to make cookies, and I wonder if you ever make cookies, too.
Now let's move our attention to the Pee-Wee Herman show. Paul Reubens had tried to get on SNL for the 1980 to 1981 season, but it didn't happen. He made his first appearance in the film Cheech and Chong Next Movie as a rude receptionist.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what do you want?
Why don't you give him his luggage, man?
Because he owes $262.50, and in another 5 minutes, there'll be an additional $37.50. I already told you where we're located.
Which is a little strange, seeing Pee-Wee like that. So used to his, jovial, charm. Then he would take the character to stage with the Pee-Wee Herman show. The show would play for 5 sellout months at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles.
Won't you come in?
I'm not wearing underpants.
The show that Reubens believes made him a star was his appearance on David Letterman.
You better drive, Pee-Wee.
99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer, I'll take from that.
It's sort of bumpy in the road, too. Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
it is a little bumpy.
Look out, pothole! Ah!
Pee-Wee's Big Adventure. While things were going well, Reubens was noticing people were using bicycles a lot at the Warner Brothers lot. And Warner Brothers had given him a 1940s Schwinn bike. With this, he got the idea for Pee-Wee's Big Adventure, where what if his prized bike was stolen and him going on an adventure to retrieve it?
I meant to do that.
The film was directed by Tim Burton, with it being his first directorial debut. The film was directed by Tim Burton, with it being his first directorial debut. Danny Elfman would compose the music for it. And the film was released on August 9th, 1985. And while receiving mixed reviews, but performing great at the box office. Along with the Pee-Wee dance becoming a big, big thing. Which Reubens had originated before the film. Then got the chance to host the 198th episode of Saturday Night Live on November 23rd, 1985. Wouldn't it have been great if he got to have host the 200th? I would grow up, when I was growing up in, 92, I think I actually kind of remember watching the show. It was mostly in reruns at the time. Although I didn't grow up in the 1986, which is when Pee-Wee's Playhouse, which was a children's show, along with Phil Hartman, which ran for 5 seasons.
Yes, I'm sure. Doing something for someone else will make me feel good.
All right, then. 1 pair of cowboy boots coming up. What size?
Size 12, double E.
Boy, big feet.
Well, you know what they say.
No, what?
With big feet, big boots.
About Pee-Wee living in his wacky world with living furniture, animals, robots. The show also starred Shirley Stoller, John Carlo, Gilbert Lewis, and Roland Rodriguez. And they appeared for the first 13 episodes before their characters were dropped or recast. With the show getting 15, count 'em, 15 Emmys. I did watch the show growing up. It was a show that it was a show that I enjoyed. I haven't really looked back at it as the years have gone by, honestly. It's the same case with Gullah Gullah Island. During this time, he would also appeared on the Joan Rivers Show on October 6th, 1986, and on the Sesame Street Show, where he sang the ABCs. Then, in 1988, Pee-Wee would return to the big screen with the new film, Big Top Pee-Wee.
There once was a simple man.
Pee-Wee Herman had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Ah!
Who lived a quiet life.
Come on, everybody! Rise and shine! Wake up!
All he needed was the friendship of his pig.
You cheated! You had more legs than me!
And the occasional lunch with a friend.
With the children!
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Then,
which was about Pee-Wee Herman and a small town farm owner with a fiance, but when a traveling circus comes to town, he finds himself falling for the trapeze artist. The film didn't make as much money as the first film, nor was it received well by audiences or critics.
Pee-Wee Herman has a new role, that of accused sex offender.
This is a very challenging role for me.
I walk, I talk, I crawl on my belly like a reptile.
Mr. Herman. According to police, though, he did more than that. Pee-Wee Herman is played by actor Paul Reubens. He grew up in Sarasota, Florida, went to Sarasota High School, was a student actor, went on to create the nerdy Pee-Wee Herman. Friday night, he went to a XXX theater in Sarasota and watched Nancy Nurse. Undercover agents say he exposed himself twice, and they grabbed him.
the controversy. The memory of Pee-wee did have controversy when, in July 1991, while visiting family, Reubens was arrested in Sarasota, Florida, for masturbating at an adult theater. Detectives would hang out at adult theaters and would try to see if anything bad would go on. His mugshot, which didn't show the clean or, usually look we saw of him, was surprising. Some folks thought the show was canceled, but it had been canceled in 1990 from both overworked crew members and feeling that Pee-wee had ran his course, so no season 6. Some things were actually affected because of this, like being removed from the Disney's MGM Studio Tour, in which he talked about voiceovers, but he got the chance to stay in Star Tours as Captain Rex, was the voice of Captain Rex. Some celebrities would defend him, such as Cyndi Lauper, Valerie Golden, with Bill Cosby even defending him by saying, whatever Reubens has done, this is being blown all out of proportions. This did keep him in shock, and that he had been haunted by it, refusing to go out for interviews. Then, in 1991, he made his first public appearance at the 1991 MTV Music Video Awards.
Heard any good jokes lately? What was that one? Oh, so funny I forgot to laugh.
Thank you very much. That really means a lot to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
After this ordeal, he was kind of weary about Pee-wee and wanted to do more. Not the character. My perspective is that it was an adult theater. I'm sure some folks who weren't celebrities did some things like make out with their girl or guy, or guys make out with their guy. It wasn't like he was at a production of a Broadway show like Lauren Boebert. As the years would go by, he would make appearances in many things as Pee-wee, whether at WWE Raw in 2010.
Tonight's secret word, and remember, it's a secret. Ring!
Ring. I got it, ring.
I'm so excited to be here, I feel like $1 million!
Awesome!
Well, here we go. Speaking of $1 million, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midsville.
Don't play games with me, Herman. Turn around and get out of my ring.
Jay Leno, Top Chef in 2012. Then, in 2016, Pee-wee finally got a third film with the release of Pee-wee's Big Holiday, about him going on a road trip to get to New York and having wacky adventures along the way, which Reubens had wrote with Paul Reubens.
Drive, Pipsqueak.
Come on, let me go.
Where are we?
The woods.
New York City.
Our village. A snake farm.
Oh, you coming with us. This your lucky day.
Where should I sit?
I'm probably kind of wanted to check it out, honestly. Sadly, on July 30th of 2023, Paul Reubens had passed away due to acute rheumatic respiratory failures in Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. At the time of his death, he was diagnosed with both myeloblastic leukemia and metastatic lung cancer. He had been diagnosed with it 6 years earlier, but hadn't revealed to the public. A statement from him was revealing, saying, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect for my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." Paul Reubens was an actor who put his all into making us laugh.
Ready to assist you. Pee-Wee.
Morning, Conky.
What's today's secret word? Today's secret word is look. You all know what to do for the rest of the day. When anyone says the secret word, scream real loud. Okay? Okay?
Or give his audience a smile that we perhaps needed that day. Whether it was from his goofy, energetic laugh to bring us back to our youth. Thank you for watching, and I'll most definitely see you all next time.